Since Donald Trump's election, you might have heard of something called the Emoluments clause. You also might not have. That's because it's a rarely discussed part of the US Constitution, seemingly an anachronism from a bygone age. So why are we talking about it now? What is the Emoluments clause and why should I care about it? The clause it's basically saying that any official of the US government cannot accept payments or gifts from foreign governments without Congress knowing, voting, and approving such exchanges. But let's back it up. What is an emolument?
Under the most common definition, an emolument is just like salary. If you work for somebody and they pay you, that's an emolument.
When Benjamin Franklin, who had been the United States ambassador to France, was leaving that position, and he received from King Louis XVI a snuff box, which may not sound like much, but the snuff box included 408 diamonds.
And the concern was that U.S. officials might make favorable deals to a foreign government with the hope of, again, getting a nice present, gift, or emolument.
Okay. So no expensive diamond-encrusted snuff boxes from foreign governments. Got it. Well then, what about a president who owns, say, a string of real estate assets and a gold-plated tower with his name on it? Would that be violating the clause if foreign officials stay at his hotel?
Trump would be violating the clause if he accepted a payment from a foreign government and performed services for that government. We don't have any facts suggesting as much, so I do not believe he is violating the clause.
If a representative of a foreign government stays in a hotel owned by an American official, there is an economic benefit there that I would have no difficulty concluding is a forbidden emolument.
So it's safe to say that opinions vary. While there is a healthy debate, a pretty large group of folks believe that Trump is violating the clause. In 2017, there were 3 lawsuits filed against him, causing quite a stir in the media. But while it is the first time the emoluments clause has been tested in court, many believe that the issue really should be settled by Congress and not by the courts.
There are some issues that just don't lend themselves to judicial resolution. There are issues that ought to be dealt with by the political branches, Congress and the executive, and this might be one of those.
The clause states that Congress can approve any emoluments given to Trump. 196 senators and members of Congress are suing him because he has denied them that right. But either way, for many people, it's about more than a few flashy nights at an expensive hotel. It's about where the hotels are built and what that means for our relationship to those places and leaders. Those members of Congress, their lawsuit includes other complaints. The Chinese government awarding trademarks to Trump businesses. The BBC, a news outlet funded by the British government, licensing Trump's television show, The Apprentice. Foreign governments renting space in Trump buildings in New York. Even if those issues won't be solved in court, this question about foreign influence will stick around. But what about Trump?
I think obviously impeachment for this reason is not going to happen with Republican majorities in Congress. Beyond that, I don't know.
If it sounds like we are in new territory, you're right.
Can't think of any prior president who has had such an extensive network of businesses around the world. Whether or not there's a constitutional problem, there certainly is an appearance problem.
Reasonable people can agree or disagree on whether a president should own many assets while he's in office. Ultimately, that's a question for voters to decide. Do you trust a president who has much wealth to serve the best interests of the country, or his business?
Trump's international business dealings are a little more complicated than a diamond snuff box. No matter what, we can all agree that it's worth paying attention to who is influencing our leaders.